So what I want to be going over on this video is the actual cost to start trading. I'm going to give you guys two different costs: the absolutely cheapest route possible and realistic, or the most realistic and optimal route. Now, starting off with the most cheapest and realistic route would be, I would at least have $150 as well as a 9 to 5. Main reason I say 9 to 5 is you do need to have some money coming in order to sustain yourself, right? I'm not going to tell you, hey, yeah, 150 bucks, all you need, you're good to go, and dive into the markets. Now, to break down what you're going to spend that 150 bucks on is, one, if you don't have the skill set yet, don't spend any money. Go with a free coursework, go on YouTube, read a couple trading books, practice on the demo account, and then go from there. Now, once you do see that you're profitable at least 2 months consistently, making anywhere from 8 to 12% consistently with no issues at all, then what I would recommend you to do with that 150 bucks is go get a 25K account, which usually costs anywhere from 80 bucks to $120. That's why I gave you 150 bucks to play with, and pass the challenge account, get funded, and then grow that trading account. Now, of course, I could have said go with a 100K account, so on and so forth, but we're trying to keep this as low cost as possible, since I do understand that not everybody has accessible funds or easily obtainable funds to put aside or put into this new career path. Of course, the more money you have, the easier it will be, only if you're serious and you have the skill set or you are working on developing the skill set. With that said, you want to grow that account. Almost every single prop firm has a scaling option where you could scale any size account that you have into a larger account. Usually that takes 2 to 3 months of profitability consistently with a certain percentage gain a month, depending on the prop firm you're working with. Now, what you should realize with that is, at $125 or whatever that 25K account costs you, by just making that 10% a month right there off the rip, you're making $2,000. Now, obviously they do have their own price cut they take. Usually it's an 80-20 split. So you'll take 80% of that $2,000. So it'd be like 1,800 bucks, something like that. That's 1,800 bucks that you're adding towards your current income. That's from your 9 to 5. Now, with that money, what I would recommend you to do is either roll it over into another funded account, or if you do need further help with developing your skills, maybe pay for a coursework, maybe pay for a mentorship, or just keep that funds in a reserve and start stashing up your little emergency fund for you to leave that 9 to 5 if that is your goal. That should be everybody's goal, right? Nobody wants to stay working 9 to 5 and trading, just because you start realizing how much further your money can actually go for you when it's working for you rather than you working for it. Now, the second option, and it'll be the most optimal option, is at least have anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. This is going to give you more playing room, and it's going to actually let you skyrocket into a different category if you already have the skill set built. You're going to do the same exact thing as I mentioned before. In the first step was get a demo account, have at least 2 months of profitability where you're 8 to 12% averaging, and what you want to do with that, roll that over into a 100K account. Now, a 100K account only costs 500 bucks, but the main thing is that you probably have never taken a challenge account before, and you want to have a bigger cushion. With having a $1,500 budget, now what that allows you to do is, if you do fail this challenge account, which hopefully you don't, but if you do fail it, that's perfectly fine. You have some extra funds to allocate towards another one. Now, be wary. Only reason that you would want to get into another funded account is if you understand and you could actually realize the reason that you lost the first one, right? The first things first is you never want to blow an account and not know what happened or what you did wrong. You have to be very accountable for what your actions are, and make sure that you get better every single time. Now, once you pass the 100K account, I know I got faith in you guys. You guys can do this. I know it sounds very daunting and very hard to do, because usually it's make 8 to 10% on phase 1, then another 5% for phase 2 on these accounts. That is a decent amount of percentages that you do have to make on the account. But if you guys have been practicing, like I said before, and you do have 2 months of 8 to 12% profitability already, then you're already prepared for this. Now, once you get that 100K account, what you want to do next is invest in yourself with that extra $1,000 that you have left, or 900 bucks or 800 bucks that you'll have left, into, I usually don't recommend people buying signals if they don't understand the TA behind it, but maybe invest into a couple signal groups, not only just one. I do have my own signal group, but I don't really promote it too much because I'd rather have people learn the skill set first before taking trades blindly and not knowing why they should take that trade. But this is all contingent on you having that skill set already and being able to identify the actual TA and recognize the reason that that trader that sent the trade out is taking that trade, right? If you always want to have your own bias, not your own bias, but your own sense of direction when it comes to the market. Let's say if you pay for someone's said signals, if they send a TA with that, first things first is you want to use it as a trade idea, and that's just a trading opportunity for you. If it's a pair you trade, even better. I would recommend finding someone that does trading signals for the pairs that you personally trade. Let's say you're a GJ trader, then look for a trader that actually sends signals for GJ only, or that's their main focus, because what that allows you to do is that allows you to add it onto your checklist and basically have another confluence, another set of confidence towards that trade. Now that's going to save you a lot of headache and also allow you to not be on the charts as often as you would think, especially if you're still working at 9 to 5. Oh, I forgot to mention, you should probably still be working 9 to 5 with this option, unless you do have a big cushion and you've been doing it for a while now. Main reason is because with that 9 to 5, you still have steady income in and you're not going to be stressing yourself out over your trades. And that's very, very important because trading is stressful as it is, and if you add the stress of having to make this your only income or it being your only income without you actually knowing what you're doing yet, then it's just bad. It's a bad show you don't want to be in. Now, like I said, invest into some trading signals. Usually it's not going to cost you more than, I would say, 150 bucks max a month for that, but off those 150 bucks a month, you could make more money off that, right? Let's say you just take 2 trades that trader sends out a month, and you can make anywhere from, obviously hoping that the trade does hit good. If it's a 1 to 4, boom, 4% times 2, that's 8% right there. You can make 8% on your 100K, and that's basically just a separate trade idea besides the trade ideas that you already have and your own TAs. Now, be cautious. Always make sure that your TA aligns with that trade signal as well. Don't take that trade signal blindly. Even though a lot of people do have their own TAs and their own strategies, you always want to make sure that you can make sense of that trade too. Make sure that you can see why they want to take that trade. Don't trust anybody blindly, okay? That goes true for me. That goes true for any other trader that you guys follow or any other trader that you want to take their signals for. And I always say this because if you're taking a trade blindly, you're not really learning or progressing. Main thing is you want to be able to take something away from that trade besides just the profit, because you want to grow as a trader and ultimately be able to have these trades working for you. Now you should have a couple $100 still left, but like I said, get into several different trade groups, trading signal groups, and just so you could have a bankroll of trade ideas coming your way and you could use that towards your advantage. Now with whatever money you are making from that, your next step would be, since you are on a larger account and your percentages make a lot more money than on a smaller account size, is put that nest egg away. Create an emergency fund to where you have a nice little sack of cash that will allow you to leave your 9 to 5 if this is a career you want to go full time with. Of course, make sure you do actually have a passion for it and something that you're really into, because this isn't an easy career in general. You're gonna have a lot of good days, a lot of bad days, and a lot of emotional days, frankly, right? As a trader, you should always separate your emotions. But the truth is, the emotions tend to come out every now and then. Nobody's perfect, you are human, and you should be okay with that and come to terms with it. Now, if you're fully confident and this is what you want to do, what I would recommend is have 6 to 12 months of expenses fully covered, plus another 20% on top, just because a lot of people don't calculate their eating out expenses if they have a girlfriend, or even going out expenses with just friends, or even traveling, right? So if you have any trips coming up, make sure you have that paid in full first, besides your actual emergency fund if you are going to leave that 9 to 5. Now, another thing that I would recommend is try to stay away from trips your first year of trading, because you want to make sure that you build up a very nice reserve of capital to where you're okay and you could actually spend some money. You could actually afford to do it, because the whole point is being sustainable. There's no point in blowing all your profits in the first month or first week of you getting that payout and not having any money left after. The whole point is to have financial freedom and have the freedom to do what you want when you want on your terms. And that's what trading allows you to do. Ultimately, I hope you guys enjoyed. Down in the link description, I'm going to leave my signals chat. I do have a free one. I do have a VIP one as well. And the VIP one, I do offer daily trade signal as well as my live trades. as well as weekly trading sessions with me, and that's only going to be towards the VIP members. The free Telegram chat is still going to get about 3 to 4 weekly trade setups, and these are going to be TAs as well as little snippet videos that I'll do to break down the trade for you guys, as well as the reasoning behind those trades. So it's still great content overall. And if you guys don't want to spend any money, that's still free for you guys. It's going to be free till it's always going to be free. I don't want to ever charge for the free Telegram, because the whole point of that is to have you guys have some more exposure and get some more confidence off your trading and to learn something, as well as if you do feel like you do need more help, I will leave in this link to the description to hold my website where I have my mentorship and all that. Of course, if you do want to learn all that on your own, you can. Obviously, please do. That's the way I learned. I'm not saying that was the best thing. I always say that I wish I would have saved myself a lot of time and money and the trial and error, and I would have done that earlier on. But I digress. Hope you guys enjoy. I will be dropping some more content soon on the steps of actually going through exactly what I said. I'm actually going to do a whole little video series on scaling a 100K account to $1 million account. I just haven't chosen the prop firm yet, but I'm going to do that video series so you guys can see that it's actually possible. And I'm going to not vlog it, but I'm going to essentially do little journals here and there of what the experience actually is like, what the emotions are, and how to make it sustainable. And if I fail, you guys will also see that as well, because it's going to be full transparency. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect, and you can have bad months as well as good months. Regardless, hope you guys please leave a like, subscribe, enjoy.